Yo, what's up, everybody? KMZX18 Sports here. We're back with another video. God, it's been so long, man. The last time I did a video, I think it was the Eagles Super Bowl win. Let's go. But this time, though, it's going to be about the NBA. But it's not, and we all know that I'm a Heat fan, but trust me, this is actually not a Heat video. Well, it involves them at least, but it's about the play-in tournament because the regular season's all done and dusted, and now before we get to the NBA playoffs, is the play-in tournament now. And yeah, man, so far I think it's the play-in starts today. Actually, I think it's the Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks first, but yeah, man, but ever since the play-in started, by like I think 3 years ago now, it's been honest, it's been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the few things where Adam Silver actually got things right with this one. But yeah, so but this video is actually gonna be about my prediction, what's gonna happen, who's gonna be facing who. And I'm not gonna do like a prediction of the playoffs quite yet. I wanna see how everything plays out with the play-in, and then I'll give my final thoughts. So yeah, man, let's just talk about this, man. But hold on, let me set this up real quick. Show you like the full bracket. All right, guys, this is the bracket for the play-in tournament. We're gonna start with the East first. We have the Bulls versus Heat, 9 versus 10, and also we got the Magic versus Hawks, 7 versus 8. And to the West, we got number 10 Mavericks versus number 9 Kings, and we have number 8 Grizzlies versus number 7 Warriors. But let's start with the East first, because that's where the Miami Heat play. Yay! Oh God! All right. Well, let's talk about this matchup. For the third year in a row, the Miami Heat will play against the Bulls in the play-in tournament, and the Miami Heat have actually won the last two games against the Bulls in the play-in tournament. And quite frankly, I just don't see it. To be honest with you, as a Heat fan, this season was nothing but a struggle, man. I would like to go. I would go in depth with this, but I'm just gonna hold out for when the Heat season ends. Talk about the whole thing, and also and also I guess I'll explain why I haven't been doing like any Heat videos or any Heat, like highlights or anything like that. Because there isn't any. I'm sorry to say this, but it's just been a fucking struggle. Like, don't get me wrong. I could have reacted at least a little bit of it, and also keep in mind I do work, and also go to the gym Monday through Friday. So there are times I couldn't do it because by the time I come home from the gym I'm already fucking passed out. But there are some games I want to do, but I kid you not, guys. Most of the games that I sit through is always like the ones where the Heat gives up a fucking like 20-point lead or some shit like that. So I'm like, motherfucker, it was just like it wasn't a good time, honestly. Hell, this whole season was nothing but a good time. And honestly, the Heat have lost all three matchups against the Bulls, and every single fucking matchup has been blown, all double-digit blown leads against the Bulls. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Heat has like 20-point lead and the Bulls come back and win. It wouldn't surprise me. And I will actually react to that video because do a reaction to that game because you know, just to be like, well, guys, finally over because I really don't see it. I want to be optimistic. I really do, but I just don't see it. I just do not see it, man. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, so I'm gonna predict that the Bulls will beat the Heat, and then at least with the loss, at least the Heat will salvage a freaking draft pick. Um, it will not be like traded away. So the Bulls will win and they'll play against the final playing tournament. And now we're gonna go into the Magic versus Hawks. Now this is interesting. I feel like I think they split the regular season, the Magic and Hawks. The Magic, man, I gotta give them credit where credit is due. They're 41-41. People say, oh man, that's mid. Keep in mind the Orlando Magic was dealing with so many injuries like early or middle of the season, which really hurt their record. But they have come alive towards the tail end. And honestly, I see them being the Hawks. The Hawks have been in a downward spiral throughout the whole season. Like they're mid again. It's like at this point, man, they should just trade away Trae Young and start another rebuild, man. But yeah, it's just and also like at least with the Magic ended strong with the Hawks. Just I think the last 10 games they were like 4-6. I think I could be wrong, but yeah, I feel like the Magic gonna beat the Hawks. The Magic will beat the 7th seed. But now this work gets interesting. The Hawks versus Bulls, and if I remember correctly, I think they also split in the regular season. I do not know who will win that game. Um, but honestly, I feel like the Bulls will actually beat the Hawks. I as good as Trae Young is, I feel like the Bulls is carrying that momentum toward the end of the season into the playoffs, man. I feel like the Bulls is gonna get the 8th seed. So the mat so if so what I believe is gonna happen is the Magic are gonna be the 7th seed. They'll beat the Hawks, but the Bulls will go from the 9th to the 8th, and both the Heat and the Hawks are both gonna be eliminated from the playoffs. So the Magic will face against the Celtics, which I feel like that'll be a good series back actually, and also the Cavaliers will face the Bulls, which I think it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. I could be wrong, but who knows? Yeah, it's not that it's not it's not settled yet. But yeah, that's my prediction with the East anyway. Now we go to the West. Oh man, the Mavericks and the Kings. Now the Mavericks, man. Oh Jesus. Oh, I think the Mavericks fans are still mourning the loss of Luka Doncic. I don't understand how you will trade away your best player for an aging, injury prone Anthony Davis. I know he's still good, but I would not make that trade at all. And not only that, man, not only that, but the Mavericks are just dealing with so many injuries, man. As good as Anthony Davis is, I just do not see them being the Kings. And it's crazy because the Kings were also like, like the, it wasn't the best season for them. Man. They traded away De'Aaron Fox. I mean, they did get Zach Levine. Um, but and also they fired Mike Brown early in the season. But yeah, so it's not been the best season for them either. But honestly, I feel like the Kings are. I feel like they'll beat the Mavericks. I feel like they'll beat the Mavericks. So the Kings are going to be the 9th seed, and the Mavericks going to be eliminated. And now we go to a more interesting matchup: the Warriors versus the Grizzlies. Now the Grizzlies, man, they pretty much shocked the NBA by firing the head coach. Man, I was not expecting that. I didn't think, but I guess there are things going on behind the scenes with John Morant and them. So yeah, don't get me wrong. As a Heat fan, I want the Grizzlies to win, only because the Heat has the Warriors draft pick. So if the Warriors bottom out the play-in and the playoffs, he get the draft pick. But obviously, that's my heart overhead. My head thinks the Warriors gonna beat the Grizzlies, man. I still remember the 50 burger that Steph Curry gave the Grizzlies. I'm like, oh man. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if he goes off. But yeah, as much as I want the Grizzlies to win, just for them to get there, or just for the Heat to get the Warriors draft pick, but I just don't see it. I feel like the Warriors gonna beat the Grizzlies. But with that though, the Grizzlies gonna play against the Kings in my my mock playing tournament predictions. And honestly, as both the Kings and the Grizzlies didn't have the best seasons, I'm more comfortable with the Grizzlies being the beating the Kings. So and that'll be it so far. So in my play-in predictions, I predict the Magic are gonna be the 7th seed, the Bulls gonna be the 8th seed, while both the Heat and the Hawks are both gonna be eliminated. While um the Warriors gonna be the 7th seed, and the Grizzlies gonna be the 8th seed. As I predict, the Kings and the Mavericks are both gonna be eliminated. And if that was the case, the Warriors will play against the Rockets. That'll be a fun series. And the Grizzlies will play against the Thunder, which Yeah, it could be I don't. You know what? No, I'll give John Morant one game if that was the case. But yeah, oof. But yeah, man, that's pretty much my predictions, honestly. All right, guys, that's it for me. Yeah, it's just like a bit of a shorter video, but I just want to give my predictions of the playing tournament. I will do a predictions to the NBA playoffs. I just need to, see how this all played out. But yeah, man, like and subscribe, help a brother out. And yeah, man, I'll see you next time, bro. I'm gonna try to be more consistent now because now that the NBA is about to be done, and also this Wednesday Arsenal play against Real Madrid. Hopefully they'll go through. If not, I'll be crying my ass off, sadly. But yeah, man. So I'll see you then, guys. Peace.